Did you know that the evidence RICO used to support his accusations against Lil Baby was made public? In court, gang investigator Marissa plays a wiretap and asserts that Lil Baby, an Atlanta rapper whose true name is Dominique Jones, put money on people's heads in the recording.
Like, come on, bro, you know what's finna go on. Like, how the hell you can, you know what I'm saying?
They ain't even like that, man. They got tickets on a lot of these folks, I'm telling you.
We just heard somebody say these folks got tickets on these people. We know what's going on. First of all, who was that said that about the tickets?
Unc, the unidentified male that was being referred to as Unc.
And he's speaking with Mr. Sanders.
Correct.
And what, in your experience, do you know what tickets are?
A price on somebody's head.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean on somebody's head? What is that?
Like a bounty.
Okay. To have them arrested?
Or
And who were they referring to in that portion of the call?
they were saying that they had heard that Dominique Jones had tickets on a lot of people's heads.
Dominique Jones wanted to have people harmed.
Correct.
All right, moving on.
Young Thug tweeted, "Biggest liar in the DA office," exposing Marissa's appearance and accusing her of lying when DJ Academics disclosed her involvement in trying to lock up Lil Baby.
So there's someone named Marissa Viverito. This person was a undercover cop. Now, what she testified to and spoke to is related to the Lil Baby 4PF. So 4PF are beefing with these guys called OMF, which is part of this bigger gang called Goodfellas. And those guys, some of them got indicted federally. Remember when Lil Baby shot the music video in that hood? These guys, they shot the music video that Lil Baby was at. Allegedly, some 4PF dudes went to go to retaliate, and then they came back to spin back on Lil Baby, or not Lil Baby, let's just say 4PF. The investigator that was supposed to be undercover is someone named Marissa Viverito. She testified to a few things. Yo, these OMF dudes are beefing with 4PF. We got wiretaps, so this is how you know an indictment definitely is coming.
Academics would explain that the city of Atlanta is preparing to prosecute 4PF and Lil Baby on these allegations. Thus, the head of the office declared that his office is preparing to defend against a prospective 4PF RICO. But since Lil Baby's name was omitted from that RICO paperwork, things only become darker from here.
So there's this journalist, he's out of Atlanta, well-represented journalist. His name is George Cheedy. He was the person who was very accurate on predicting that YSL was going to get indicted in the RICO. He's an Atlanta journalist. He's certified. He's really good. He's came out and he said that the Atlanta Public Defenders Council, the office, they're basically their specialized unit for Georgia's Public Defender's Office. The unit that specializes on gang cases says the office is actively preparing for a racketeering indictment on the 4PF and OMF case. Now I don't know what OMF is, and that he expects Lil Baby to be indicted.
According to the press, Lil Baby was arrested and taken to the county jail to be questioned about the deaths of Lamont Freeman and Jacody Davis. When Lil Baby was questioned about why he closed at 4 p.m. following the crime, he appeared a little odd. In addition, Snoop Dogg tweeted that Atlanta DA is now playing Lil Baby after playing Young Thug first.
Once 4 Pockets 4 had to come to an end, you know what I'm saying?
When you say of course, why you say of course?
Because it's all shit that be going on. And I had to start learning that, other people's actions I could be held accountable for.
Right.
I ain't know all that at first, you know what I'm saying? I never would've went that route, but I ain't know, you know what I'm saying? Now that I know, I'd be a fool to just keep the same thing going. They trying to make something out of something that it ain't.
Right.
If I got any kind of control of, hey, we gonna switch that whole thing up. It ain't even just about the police, it's just period, you know what I'm saying? I never was supposed to make my label something that I talk about.
However, the Atlanta Police Department is calling out Lil Baby, saying his actions led to the passing of 2 young individuals last summer, according to the official police report. At a news conference, the Atlanta Police Department said that 7 people had been taken into custody in connection with the deaths of Lamont Freeman and Jacody Davis. Vital according to Ralph, the incidents were part of a gang war that started with an incident at Lil Baby's music video shoot last May, which had 3 people injured. This team will work relentlessly to hold you accountable, the officer added. pointing to Lil Baby.
The investigation aspect of this, Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes before gang violence ultimately took his life. Gang violence was orchestrated by adults in our city, and cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper that decided to go over into a rival gang stronghold and shoot a music video in a place that he knew he should not have been. And in the subsequent days, we saw and ultimately the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions. And you know who you are. And I tell you that this team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons that you are affiliated with responsible for those actions.
The newswoman saw Baby filming a music video on an isolated block near a Mexican shop and posted a video to Facebook.
We over here kicking. We got Lil Baby shooting a video around here. You know how we do it at Slapping Taco. Baby, there he go, Y'all see him? He came to get him some tacos, baby. Y'all better pull up, cause you already know how we doing this Slapping Tacos, baby.
The Atlanta DA wasn't successful getting Young Thug Watch, as she will now target Lil Baby and use him as an example for the rest of the rappers supplying gangs with fame, money, and fame, said a widely shared tweet, demonstrating the federal government's tendency to blame Baby for everything. Police said they didn't initially know Lil Baby existed, but they were compelled to pull up with guns after seeing her Facebook video. Items for street crimes. After Baby's Wham album was out, it was discovered that Lil Baby's new album was a hastily released album due to legal troubles he was dealing with, so it makes sense that Baby shuttered 4PF after the feds reported this crime. The first hint of this was closing 4PF, as the feds had previously alerted the public about Lil Baby's involvement in crimes in Atlanta in the press.
An in-depth investigation. Recent months you've had 2 high-profile racketeering cases. There's going to be more.
Over the next 60 days, you'll see 2 more.
District Attorney Fannie Willis also made it clear that she would go after Lil Baby if it was suddenly brought to light. Baby is presently being jailed at the Clark County Detention Center on $5,000 bail after being arrested on Monday night for carrying a concealed firearm without a permit.
I need 20 bands, call the number for me. Hey, security, the black guy, call the number for me. They're locking me up for a term, but I got license. Security, I need 200 bands a year, I swear to God, security. Security, I need 200 bands a year. You don't make 200 bands here. And my chick leave at 19. Nah, check me good. I gotta my nuts. Check me good. You be on the camera. I gotta my nuts. Check me good. I gotta. Alright, y'all let me that cross you. That's everything.
However, it goes much further than this because 8 months ago, academics revealed on stream that 4PF was included in the same evidence file as Young Thug and USL.
I've heard 2 of them. Like, I've heard the 2 of them. They're like, yo, these are going first, then these are going. I've heard the names. And I don't know if I should say it. Again, I got nothing to do with no investigation for nothing, whatever. But these are top rappers. Well, one's a top rapper. The other one, matter of fact, I'll do the segment without saying the name. I'll just say this. I believe you know who the obvious name is. They're in Atlanta. They go by three letters. They've been popping. One of the top, I would say, 3 rappers in the game.
Nevertheless, Baby's latest arrest seemed to be a prelude to an upcoming RICO indictment, as scholars revealed the YSL case.
I'm going to tell you some things that you're going to have to take my word or don't believe it. It's fine. I don't care either or. When Fonnie Willis started targeting YSL, Fonnie Willis had a bunch of people to target. She wanted Doug. She got YFN. So she got YSL, YFN. Eventually, they were going to get to 4PF. That's one of the reasons they changed their names, by the way. Except, from what I heard, the feds told them, it's okay, we got it. So the feds told him, like, it's okay if you dismiss the charge. So they didn't go that hard with trying to get Dirk, especially after Von died. They dropped that case. They dropped it, but the feds has realized we won't get Dirk eventually. Doing the math? You see why Lil Baby is moving the way he been? Because Lil Baby hasn't been on Fed watch. He's been on county, state watch.
The fact that Baby has been planning his financial and musical endeavors in case he is discovered also explains why he hasn't been active on the internet. The Baby had already been warned, for example, when he was arrested for illegally tinting windows.
Man, you know why I pull you open up these windows, they tinted. You can't see nothing out.
I'm a celebrity, man. Nobody can't see me. Give me my ticket. Let me ride.
I don't know what celebrity you are.
It don't matter. They give me my ticket. Let me ride. I can't have nobody seeing me right here. I'm gonna let my window up.
Oh yeah, you good, but you can't have that tinted window, man.
Alright, they give me the ticket. Have a good day, man.
Now, who are you? You say you
My name Lil Baby.
Okay, I just get you the sign right here, okay?
You got a pen?
607.
You don't be want to have these. You gotta have tickets in Atlanta. These folk crazy. I take a ticket, then somebody follow me home.
Put a 32.
Huh?
You can put a 32. If you got a medical exception, you can get a 10.
Despite the tainted body cam footage, Baby was taken into custody a short time later. Another policeman stopped him as he was leaving, probably because the first officer had entered his name into the system. Fortunately for Baby's money, he flew out his lawyer and was freed that evening after the second police brought him to jail for an undisclosed cause. Lil Baby and Young Thug feel that Gunner's snitching was a key element since they started looking for him online. "Wham, let's drop one on these rats," Thug tweeted. Since he has been against Gunner the entire time, it makes sense that the rapper Lil Baby is called Wham. In response to Young Thug on Instagram, Baby wrote, "We should." The next day, Young Thug followed up, tweeting, "Gonna cease behaving as though we were online pals. My guy, I don't know you. Trust and believe the feeling is mutual," stated Gun's brother upon witnessing this. To fully connect with T.I. that night, Thug threw a tiny disc in Gunna's direction and told a story about how he was home.
"Hey man, what you got to tell these people?"
Back. Back, Jack.
You feel me?
You did.
Hey man, ain't no cap in it.
No cap in my rap.
You feel what I'm saying?
The right way.
It's time.
The right way, bro.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right way.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah.
And go tell that.
There are problems with Young Thug and Gunna being rivals, but Thug wanted to let Gunna know that he had made the right choice. According to scholars, he believes that Young Thug had an easy plea bargain because the federal government expected it to happen when it was announced. Regarding Young Thug's release, scholars argue that the court is using his terms as a ruse to try to bring him back behind bars. Thug is destined to break his plea deal and be sentenced to 20 years in prison, which could lead to the birth of Lil Baby.
I know some of his fans think he beat the case. He definitely didn't beat the case. Beat the case means you got no stipulations. The Young Thug thing is a win, but it's also a huge setup. If you gonna tell me that they're gonna monitor him on a probationary basis for 15 years, can't be in Atlanta, can't communicate with co-defendants or members, he can't rap about, he can't promote any music that has to do with what they believe is activity. But he's always gonna talk about him and is doing his thing. They might consider that activity. He might be like, yo, me, it's like, yo, we going to the park getting lit. We going to the club getting lit. They might be like, oh no, you talking about again. So, we celebrating right now because I think we could all see, if you follow that trial at all, whether you're a fan of Thug or not, you can see the pain, you can see this was going through it. Like, he gained a lot of weight. Everybody knows Thug was not that weight. So we happy he got out, but we definitely got to be very cognizant of how it's going to play out.